there is a misconception that people think you have to be paid at least a minimum of $65,000 to go into the H1B lottery or get an H1B visa. That's not true. So the wage depends on a number of factors, okay? The first one being, what is the position, what is the location of the position, and what is the experience required. And so the employer under the H1B visa classification has to pay you either the higher of the actual wage or the prevailing wage. And the prevailing wage, again, it's determined on the location of the job and the experience. So for example, if you are, I'm just going to make up an occupation. If you are working as, let's say, a computer programmer, and your employer is going to offer you $70,000, but the job is in New York, okay? We would look up to see whether the computer programmer entry level in New York, what is the prevailing wage? If the prevailing wage is, let's say, $80,000, the employer has to agree to pay you $80,000, okay? Not 65, not 70. However, if the job is for a computer programmer, entry-level wage, let's say in Wisconsin, and the prevailing wage over there is $55,000, the employer has to pay you the higher of the prevailing wage or the actual wage. So there is no set number. It depends on all these criteria. And then the other thing to keep in mind is that we get to select which occupation the position falls under. So the Department of Labor wage database does not include every and all occupations. They have basically general classifications. So if a position can be classified in multiple sections or classifications, then we can do that. You know, we can look up various different SOC codes to see, you know, which one has a better wage, and then we can determine what the salary should be. And then one last workaround potentially is part-time employment. The H1B allows for full-time and part-time employment. It does not have to be full-time. And also, it doesn't increase your chances of being selected just because it's part-time or full-time. So that's also like a last resort. Sometimes we have a little bit of wiggle room in terms of, you know, what is the wage.